was gonna
Welcome
say it too.
to reality. Say hi, G.
Hey G. It's always me. Sorry.
We are back and we are celebrating Father's Day. We're going to talk about fathers and their roles in our lives, their roles not in our lives,
The
dads we had, the dads we didn't have, the husbands, whatever.
pappies.
Yeah, all of that. That's what we're
As
going
the
to talk
pappy.
about. I don't want to be the baby.
So with Father's Day coming up, what's that? Sunday today. I was like, wait, what is this? Oh, it's a 20. Okay. Um, we have
So,
a
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go
we
ahead.
have a couple of things that we kind of want to discuss and see how our lives differ, if
Mhm.
at all, with having fathers, not having fathers, and how it works out with us having husbands and them being fathers, how we look at it from our point of view.
Yeah.
So the first question, but because both of us have husbands and they're both pappies of two kids, mine is, of course, a boy and a girl. Rayshon's, she got two of my lovely darlings, my lovely girls.
She can have them.
What? So, Rayshawn, what are you doing for Father's Day? What are you doing for Daryl for Father's Day?
We're just going to dinner. But yeah, we're going to dinner. We're going to I forgot the name of the place. It's down the street. We actually was trying to go there for your birthday
For my birthday?
last year, but we didn't make it. We ended up switching it somewhere else. I can't remember the name of this restaurant. But yeah, that's all we're doing is going to dinner. It's called The Grove. It's over here it's over in Upper Marlboro. But yeah, we're going to have dinner at the Grove. And that's it. That's all I got. It's some sage. I got something for that
Don't
sage.
get the medals. You know what?
I'm not getting him. No, I'm not getting him any sage. My mom actually told me to regift it.
I was going to say, are you
My
regifting?
my sister said burn it and do a liturgical dance tonight. Just like being here and listening to what was we singing? We were singing Dance with My Father again. She said just being here dancing with both of them burning in my hand.
I so hate. Oh, he got you two. I thought he just
I
got
got
you
three.
one.
It's a pack of three.
Oh.
Yeah, she was like, just go through the house with them in your hand and just act like you in a spiritual moment and just be here dancing, put on like a little white sheet or something.
I so hate y'all. What, you about to be a ghost?
She was like, yeah, you know how in church they had a little white, little loose dresses on and they'd be hanging right here so you could see their
praise
arms.
dancers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do we call them liturgical dancers.
Oh,
Praise dance, liturgical, it's the same thing. But
okay.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that, but yeah, just dinner and sage burning. We're gonna burn the sage though. We're burning the sage.
Have you burned the sage yet?
Nope, I'm scared. I don't know how fast it's gonna burn. I don't know if I need an ashtray. I don't know.
I mean, it's gonna make ashes, so I'm gonna go with yeah.
Well, then I need to get an ashtray first. I don't have no ashtray. Can I just pluck it in a cup like everybody do when they smoke cigarettes?
Yeah, why not? Just not in the red plastic cup, because that's gonna melt.
I ain't plucking them in my cups I drink out of. Like,
well, ma'am, what else do you want? What do you want?
I'm gonna plug him in that plastic solo. He better hope for the best.
Oh, God. Y'all, she about to burn that house. If y'all see a house burning, it's her. She done burned down the whole house.
Damn girl in there burning sage. A woman burning sage and doing a spiritual dance for her husband. Fox 5 gonna be over top of my house.
Hey, you gonna be.
All you can do is like praise
story.
God, praise God on the Sunday too.
No, and then that's when because what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to drive all the way down there to be standing outside with my rollers in my head.
And your bonnet. You gotta wear the bonnet.
And I gotta have the rollers in the bonnet, but the bonnet's gonna be back, so you get one or two rollers in the front. And I'll be like, what happened was I'm gonna hit the whole hood.
Y'all need to go back to her IG and check that post she made. We told her not to do that.
Back on what was Mother's Day? May 9th. this is what she had said. And I had told her it wasn't a good idea, but did she listen? No, she ain't listen.
And I'd be running through the woods like I'm on life trying to get away. Like, where the hell she at? They chasing me through the woods with the flashlight. And I'm still burning the sage.
Poor child gonna be arrested. They gonna arrest you. But it's okay.
How you arrest me for burning down my own house?
Because it's arson.
Oh, I didn't do it on purpose. They need to lock him up. He shouldn't have gave me the damn stuff. I ain't know what it ain't come with instructions. Well, it did. It does have instructions. It does tell you to light it and say like a prayer and all that stuff. It gives you all that.
It's really instructions for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture and send it to you because I got a candle too. He didn't give me the candle. I've been had the candle, so he just thought that I was a sage person. I'm like, that candle been there for like 3 years. I never burned that candle, and the candle was like, you need to be in a nice calm space, and then empty your mind of all thoughts, light the candle, and sit Indian style and all that stuff.
Indian style.
Yeah, so I can't light it too long because my knees start hurting.
I was going to say your ass is old. Stuff gonna start falling asleep.
That sage gonna blow right out. Be like, you messed up the whole energy when you undid your legs. Like, man, my knee got stuck. So what are you doing for Father's Day?
So I bought him a couple of things to work out in because he needs some new workout stuff. And
that's sweet.
Then we're going to go to dinner. I bought the little massage thing.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to try
maybe I'll just make sure I charge it for him. I'm not gonna do it.
Y'all notice this when it becomes silent. If you cannot see my face, it's because I'm giving a reaction. She can see, and if you're looking at this, you can see as well. It's
happening.
Yeah. So oh, well, yeah, that's what I got. I can't wait to try it. I probably will try it on myself first because that thing was amazing when I tried it at your house. I was going to walk out the house with it.
Did you get your dad one?
No, my dad wants a picnic table because my hood ass kid jumped on the picnic table that we've had for 150 years.
Shit, if we could have gave him the picnic tables that was in the backyard.
You gave them
away? Yeah. The guy came with his pickup truck and was like, the guy that cut our grass, he was like, yeah, I'll take they heavy as a Dickens, but it was what, 4 of them out there, 2 of them out, 3?
Now me and my brother are buying him new picnic tables that he will not use, but hey.
A picnic table. Okay. Well, yeah. And I'll get him the red and white little picnic tablecloth and put him right out there. Get him a little hat.
No, because we will buy my father nothing other than what he asks for. Because when you buy him something he doesn't ask for, even though you know he should be using it, you don't use it.
Yeah, but that's how Darla is. We didn't buy him clothes and great little. He liked the little. Well, he don't like all the beads, but he liked one particular like bead thing. And
ungrateful.
Like, yeah, and all the stuff. I'm like, dude, it's still in the wrapper. Like, yeah. So I'm not buying them nothing else. Nope.
I've tried to buy things that I think they would use. Like my dad used to cook on the grill. He don't do it as much anymore, but he faithfully used to cook on the grill every Sunday. Every Sunday. He still will do it, but it's not as much.
Right.
I bought him a little tray with his name on it. I bought him, it was a couple other things I bought him that went with the grill that had his name on it. He don't use it. You just a disrespectful African American Negro.
He don't. Ain't how. Nope.
So I know my husband, I know Senior use this stuff. And if he don't use the little massaging thing, I will. Exactly. But we're also going to we decided we're going to take a drive out to Chesapeake, Virginia. So about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
45 minutes. Go have dinner and just kind of chill out and relax.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, we're not.
Something different.
I don't have no. It's too much work for my household. Nope.
Ma'am, it's only 4. Oh, sorry.
Yep. Exactly. Like I said, too much work. Okay, so we're gonna go local, where we can
Okay.
come back quick.
So all of y'all are going,
Just my
including.
just those that reside in my household, that
Oh,
sleep
okay.
in my household. Just those. I'm not celebrating Father's Day with nobody else. Nope, it's not. That's nope.
Send me a text later. Send me a text later Sunday night. Let me know how that goes.
It's gonna go because that reservation is for
Oh, okay. Okay.
5 people.
Okay.
I'm not. Nope. You're not my father,
Who
and
went?
you ain't,
Wait.
and you. I did not help you
Who
be
went?
a father.
Who went the last time? Who went for Mother's Day?
All of them, everybody. That's
Okay.
because that was their thing. Like he didn't. Daryl didn't even play in mother. He didn't even play in that. It was in his brother's name.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was more so
Right.
we went because of his mother. So we technically they didn't go for me. I was just there. I was just there because I live here. Yeah.
But since you're here, you might as well come on and go.
Right. You know. Oh shit! You got to eat too. Yeah. So okay. Enough
Okay.
about us Mother's Day. So let's
Right.
talk about just like growing
All
up.
the way.
A little bit over here. Let's talk about growing up and having, or the lack thereof, of a father in the household. Because both of our, um, it like keeps blinking. Okay, I turned it around. But the growing up, our father image in the household was different. So you had your father in a household. I had a father image in the household, but he was not my biological father. And that was just for, I guess that was all of my, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was most of my. I had to think how long they was together. I'm like, wait, when y'all separate? Yeah, that was, yeah. Because when I went to graduated from high school, yeah, he was still there. Yeah. So
So
I
all
had
of your
a
elementary,
mhm.
middle school, and high school.
So I have, like they gone or something.
Right.
In my world growing up, it was I had my biological father, but he was in the military, so he traveled all that. Him and my mother, they get along now, but they ain't like each other. So my connection with him was more so phone, letters, things like that. No physical interaction unless I went to visit my grandmother, which I did. I visited my grandmother, but he may not have been there at that
Okay.
point. He was wherever. And then, but in the household, my sibling's father was there. And he had been there since I was 3. So that was all that I physically knew was Big Rodney. So for me, it was different. It was still different because that still wasn't that wasn't my father. That
Right.
was, that was their father. So, but he didn't, it wasn't a different treatment or anything like that. It's just you're not mine, you're theirs. Then I'm a girl too, so it was different too. So you didn't have that like daddy daughter moment or that I'm a daddy's girl type thing. Nah. He just wasn't that type anyway, because his own daughters are not like that by no means. So for us, like my mom will always say, she is celebrated Mother's and Father's Day. Now, as I'm older now, I'm like, I don't think we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, some
But
men don't think that's fair or cool.
it's not. I mean, now that I'm older and have a husband and all that stuff, I don't think that that's cool. But and we don't do that now, but we used to. Like Father's Day, it was like, okay, well, mom the one holding down the house. She's the one taking care of us technically. Like with Rodney, he worked and stuff like that, but ultimately, like he was that stay-at-home dad for the most part. And my mom was the one that was out there working and grinding and everything.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
But for the most part, like he's the one that like taught us when you scuff up your sneakers, how to whiten that joint back up with a toothbrush. Yes. If mommy say it ain't time to wash clothes, but you want to wear that shirt, let me show you how to wash that shirt in the tub. Like it was some real ghetto shit, but you learned he taught a lot of life lessons. He did.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Now you can't pay me this. I'm not
Wash that in the tub.
I scuffed that shoe up. That's it.
I'm just gonna go buy another pair.
Yeah, I'm not toothbrushing it. Like it's not that the shit ain't that bad. I'm trying to think what else did he told us a lot. Like he bought me a boom box. I never forget. That boom box was yellow. Like I don't have nothing.
Hello, boom box.
Like yellow. Like not like no lie.
The little one?
No, that thing was big. It had 2 cassette players on it.
Oh, I remember.
It had like 2 speakers on the side. It wasn't like a little handle joint. It was a big one, like the little rectangle one.
Like the ones, what was it? Was like old movies that we used to,
yeah, they used to carry them on their shoulder. It was like that. That thing was amazing. So I used to like sit in my room when I wanted to be in my own little space, because I used to want to be in my own space as a child, as I am now. And I still like my own damn space. I just don't have it.
With a husband and kids. Who knew?
Shit, I had a whole mother, stepfather, and siblings. I'm like, leave me alone. If I had to sit in the closet, like that's how I was. I would be like, I just want some me time. Leave me alone. But I would like record, you know how we used to record the songs on your tape? And so he would buy me all blank cassette tapes. He would go to the store and come back with a little stack of them, like, here you go. And I record all my little songs on there. And I don't know what I thought I was going to do with them, but that was just.
It was your mixtapes. Don't do that.
It was. Probably all R&B.
Probably. Don't do that to Big Ronnie. He did you some good favors.
That's how I did. And I had my own name. He don't call any of us by our actual names now that I think about it. Because he never, like my sister, Rashida, he never calls her. He has never, ever even said it. He might have slipped up once, but he has never.
How do you slip up and say somebody's real name?
He calls her by her middle name, which I will not put on this video here. But
do it.
No, she ain't about to murder me. I need my kid head done next
I
week.
do it. No.
I need her to keep the kids when I'm in Cabo. I ain't saying it.
I know that's right.
But now, like he legit only calls her by her middle name. And for me, I don't think he says Rayshawn. I can't think of a time where he said he calls me Juice. He's always called me Juice. That's what he calls me.
That's a story for another.
Rhonda called me Prune. I don't know where Prune and Juice came from, but Rhonda calls me Prune.
I know what Prune Juice does.
Right. But I don't know. She said I was always like an orange color. Like that was, I'm always orange. I'm orange when I get suntan. That's just me. But I don't know how a prune. Orange. I don't know. I'm like a plum. Maybe when you bite the inside of it is right. I don't know where. I don't know. They always attested to my complexion for some reason, but prune is the color of this on this screen right there. Yeah. So yeah. What about you? Daddy's girl.
Oh, I definitely am a daddy's girl. Daddy has always been there. Daddy is still there. By the grace of God, Daddy is still there. So it didn't matter. Whatever I needed, whatever I wanted. My dad always said he ain't had no money, but he made sure if I wanted to do it, he found a way. It was growing up. I think if I remember correctly, I think my mother was the one who was the disciplinarian. My dad has always been like,
I can see that.
Don't do that.
I ain't playing no games
at all. So
to beat everybody ass too.
I think no bullshit. I can remember the one time my dad beat me, and I cried not because he beat me, but because my dad beat me. Like,
right? Like you weren't supposed to do that.
That's
like, not you. Do. Right? That's not your role. You're not playing your role in the house.
I'm supposed to cry. And because mommy beat me, and then come to you and you gonna take care of it.
So you didn't cry because it hurt. You cried because daddy hurt my feelings.
So it was my mother to this day calls it the year of the jackass. Because I was trying to hang out with I was trying to make sure that my friends were not Okay.
You were being a badass and your daddy had to give you a whooping.
Yeah. So and I got caught. But I wasn't trying to be a badass. Like I was I didn't want to leave my friends. Like I felt bad if I left my friends. So we stayed, got caught. Anyway, I got home the next day. My dad beat the shit out of me.
Wait, you came home the next day?
Yeah. Because back then the buses stopped running like 11 or 12 o'clock. Yep.
They don't give a shit. You should have walked your ass home.
we were in I don't know if you know where Congress Heights is in Southeast. That's where we were.
They don't care.
So yeah, but he got me good and I was devastated. But as I got older, me and my dad, we had arguments. Our arguments were far and in between. But I was the one where if we had an argument, we would argue, and I'd be in my feelings and he's in his feelings. But to make me feel better, he would ask me, "Hey, I'm going to the store. You need something, or here's a couple of bucks." That was his way of saying,
"My bad,
my bad.
I'm over it."
Right, my dad. I have never heard my dad tell me he loves me though.
Okay.
So my dad, which is really weird.
Yeah, big round.
He never.
Yeah.
Never. I now we make it a joke, me and my brother, because of the kids. I'll send my daughter downstairs. I'll send Bree downstairs. Hey Bree, go tell Pop you love him. See what he say. And he's funny now because he'll tell Bree he loves him. But if he knows I'm listening, I'd be like, Dad, I love you. Love you too, love you too, love you too. What the hell is that? And he'll do it with Bree.
But
he'll tell Bree.
That's his I love you, but that's his way of I love you.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you I love you.
And it's but I know he loves me.
Right.
Like whenever I want to do something, whenever he wants to do something, I'm the first one. Hey, Jean, you want to go with me? Because my parents call me Jean. So friends call me G. I don't know what most people call me Gina. Friends, my family calls me Jean. So, hey, Jean, you want to go to the store? I'm going to the store to do blah, blah, blah. Sure, I'm the one. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go. I'm going to hang out with my dad because it's my daddy. Like, I know I'm going to go with my daddy. Life is going to be great. So, it's been, I'm daddy's girl. My mother knows it. My mother's like, go ahead and ask your dad because you want to ask him. He's going to say yeah. He's going to agree. So she'll send me downstairs to ask him stuff, so she can get a response. So my parents have a house in North Carolina, and my dad will not go. He's been there a couple of times with just him, my mom, maybe a couple of other people, but he will not go. The moment I say, my mom's like, well, I want your dad to go. Why don't you tell your dad you're going to go? The moment I say, Dad, hey, I'm going to the lake house with Mom. Come on and go. My father had grabbed his stuff.
Yeah.
And he in a car. And my mother's like, that's a damn shame. Mom, it is what it is. Like, let's be okay with this.
Like, you made me.
Right? You knew what this
Don't blame me. You made me.
It is what it is. So my daddy is my everything. He is the end of all. He's the bee's knees. He's my main apple scrapple. Like that is my man. And I will tell people in a heartbeat, like
leave my daddy alone now.
Leave my daddy alone. I tell people in a heartbeat, my father could rob a bank. I could drive his ass to the bank. Give him the gun and be like, no, my dad.
Not my daddy.
Not my daddy. But what was he doing with the gun, man? Oh, he was
cleaning somebody else. Somebody dropped it and he picked it up.
I don't know not my daddy. He ain't do that. Like legit. I don't care what nobody says.
Look at this face. Do you think this is the face
of a
father
can do no wrong? He can't do no wrong. My mother just looked at me. She's like, this is a shame. I'm like, look, I don't take.
Exactly.
Can't do it.
So how is it now that you're an adult? Like, what has changed now that you're an adult? You still
my daddy. So I love I love my husband dearly, from the rooter to the tutor. I love my husband.
I don't know if it's really the rooter to the tutor that you love.
But he will tell you legit, we've had arguments about my dad, like me taking up for my dad. And I'm like, I sit back and I'm like, damn, my dad y'all like take up for my dad.
Leave my dad alone.
What's gonna happen is what you should have done. If my dad said stop, then you should have stopped. You didn't stop, so it was your fault.
Yep.
That's the kind of shit that happens in my house. Like, he's like, so you always got your dad's back. Hey, understand. If my daddy wasn't around, I wouldn't be here.
Exactly. So you better be lucky and say
so you better be lucky.
Exactly.
So it hasn't changed much. I don't, you know, I got my affection for him, so I'm not very affectionate. However, just to piss my father off, and it doesn't really piss him off, but again, he's not an affectionate person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I'm older, I didn't do it as I was as much younger. Like, I might sit next to him and lean on him, but now as I'm older, like, I'll really go and give him a hug. I'll give him a kiss on the cheek, and he's kind of like, I'm like, if you know I'm doing this just to irritate your whole soul, because I know you don't like it, so I need you to get over it. But so now, growing up, I'm actually competing with Gabrielle, and it's kind of pissing me off.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's how your mom felt.
I don't give a shiny shit about Priscilla. Okay?
And that's what Gabrielle feels like. I could give a shiny shit about Jean.
She and
she got she got the best of both worlds.
I was getting ready to say she got two ends. She got Pop-Up and that. The moment she asked, and it was the same way with me for the most part, but the moment she asked, my dad will go pick them up from school. Like, that's his thing. I have to go pick my grandkids up. She say, Pop-Up, I want a donut. Pop-Up, I want this. This nigga will stop.
Yeah.
And go get her whatever she needed.
Yeah. That's how it is. It's different. I think on my end it's different now that I'm an adult. I talk to my biological father much more than I talk to my stepdad.
Yeah.
And I see my stepdad and talk to him, but it's actually like reversed as far as communication and all of that type of stuff. And it probably is more so because I think with my biological father, now that I'm older, he didn't have to go through my mom. Mm-hmm. So it was that whole dynamics of, I ain't trying to hear what she got to say, all of that. But, and of course, growing up, I would talk to him and stuff like that, but it wasn't like this. So like now, I talk to him or text him or what have you, at least every other day. And I think it's helped that I've gone, like, every year for his birthday, I go and spend that time up there with them. So I think that also has helped also with the relationship. Because for me, it was like, I can't be mad at you. You didn't do anything to me. What you did was between you and my mama.
Right.
You didn't do anything to me. Now, could I be in my feelings that you wasn't physically there or took care of me financially like you should have? I still don't think I could be mad at that, because what would I have known it to be as a child? Right, I wouldn't have known that. So, and then it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I was out there homeless on the bench and you wasn't there to help me. So we had a really big family that we did, not having that father figure in your life, you really didn't know what you were missing because you didn't know what it was to have it. So, and that was the dynamics for all of us. The male figures really in our life was like our uncles. So that was, although Big Rodney was there, the most part, it was like my uncles.
Okay. So you weren't angry, like as you're an adult, you felt that there was no need to have animosity or anger towards your dad. What
No,
about when you were younger?
I don't think even as a being young, because I didn't know, like my mom didn't talk negatively. That was one thing. She
Mm,
never talked negatively. It was just, whatever. And I was still in communication and contact and had a relationship with my grandmother and my aunts and my siblings. So me not having him physically there, it really didn't matter because I still had that peace. I still had, that side of the family. I still talked to my stepmother. I talked to my stepmother way more than I talked to him. So yeah, and that's just like just growing up. Like I already knew everything about you, whatever you knew what was going on in my life. Like he missed out on some things like growing up, of course, but like graduation and stuff like that. He was there for that. He was there for graduation. He was there for my wedding. So like he was there for those big moments. It's
right.
just growing up as in that elementary, middle school stage. I think if I was a boy, then it would have made a difference because a boy really needs the father, in my opinion. But I had my mom, and then I had my uncles, and then I had my stepdad. So I don't really think that I really missed anything from him that I wasn't getting from my uncles and my stepdad.
Right. Right.
So, but now that I'm older, it's different. Like it was weird when he's like, "Hey, I love you. How you doing?" I was like, "Hey," like I was that opposite. Like I was your dad. Like, "Hey, what you mean? Okay, all right, cool."
Dap him up.
So I'm like, "All right, what's good, my nigga?" It was it was uncomfortable because I'm like, "Well, how am I supposed to interact with him?" And then just over time, it was just like, oh, "Okay, whatever. You're just dad." And so like when I'm there, we hang out, we kick it, we talk all the time already. So it's not like, he knows pretty much what's going on in my world. And he called me one day recently, like, "Hey, I'm just thinking about you, trying to figure out what's going on, what's on your mind, what you doing, what's this, what's that." I'm like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
Don't
But
do
now
that to your
it's
dad.
but the dynamics are different with my siblings who were raised under his roof. Totally different. Whereas they were raised under his roof, but they are not as close
Right.
with him. And they were raised under his roof. So for me now, it's like, okay, well, I don't feel bad because I ain't missed nothing according to them. I ain't missed it. So I was better off with him. And he was military. So they probably didn't really get to see as much of him either. So I'm like, it's no animosity. Oh, they got to see more of you than I did because it's not like I just didn't have anybody.
Right.
So yeah, but it's different now. His grandkids that he say look like him, which they actually do. Weirdly enough,
What
so like
grandkid?
Mackenzie's really light brown eyes. His eyes are just like that. My eyes aren't like
Okay.
that. I don't have that. Daryl got regular ass eyes. He ain't got no damn light brown. But just different features. They don't like he's like, "No, they look just like me." I'm like, "No, they don't. They got different features of you, but that's about it." But in his eyes,
But if that makes you sleep at night,
exactly.
congratulations.
Exactly. And it's as far as his grandkids, he got 3 granddaughters. He has no grandsons because I gave
He
him
sure
2 and
does.
he gave him 1. My other siblings don't have kids. So,
Mm.
so yeah, so it's the same thing. Like they get whatever, like Pop is whatever. I definitely know my niece because she lives there. Oh, whatever she wants, she can get. That's
And
the
she the last person
oh yeah.
that needs to
But her
be
mama can't
spoiled.
get nothing.
Good Lord, that girl.
My sister, he like, nope, you ain't getting nothing from me. But yeah, but it is like it's different than it was growing up than it is now. And I think it just helped that I had some damn sense enough to know like you can't be the baby mama drama that my parents had was not my
Yeah,
drama. I
yeah,
just think, I mean, I one out of what they say, a bushel, whatever they want to call it. But I'm just one of those many that just didn't have those issues.
right. Huh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think makes a father?
I I think there's a difference between a father and a dad,
Definitely.
because any male, I say male because it could be a man. Not everybody's a man either, but any male can make a child if they are able to do so. They got some sperm, they can make a baby. But I feel like that being able to care for that child and be there, so that emotional, that physical, being able to raise them, I think that's what makes a man a dad. I think a dad is just that person that's there, that's that loving, that's that emotional support, that's, you know, when I need something, you're there. But a father is like, oh, okay, well, I birthed this child and I might be there, I might not be there, but I'm still their father. I think it's a difference.
I agree. I agree. Because it's a lot of fathers running around here.
But it's not a lot of daddies.
But it's not a lot of daddies.
And we're not talking about the daddies that the grown women are trying to have.
That's one thing I refuse to do.
Not the diabetic daddies.
I will never. I feel uncomfortable calling my husband daddy. Like I call it so.
Not even in the heat of the moment. Like it's no way. Because then then your child here, and you like, huh? Like what? Wait a minute. Oh, that's your child.
I take that back. I do call my husband daddy sometimes because he calls me mommy when we're talking
to the kid. Yeah, when you're in, yeah, that's different. But to just
nope,
like as a title that I call you, no.
I thought so.
You ain't my damn daddy.
Nah, So my daughter had an awards banquet today. She has a 2-day awards thing, and he took her today. She asked him to take her. He took her. He got dressed, and he looked nice. He was casual. He had khakis on and a polo. And I looked at. I started to be like, "Daddy, you look good today." And I thought about that, and I was like,
"You sound like what's her name from Married to Medicine? Oh my gosh." What is her name? I don't know. Do you watch Married to Medicine?
I've seen a few of them, yeah.
Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly calls her husband daddy.
I'm not calling. And the only reason I did it was the only reason my mind was thinking it was because Bree was standing right there.
Yeah.
But I could not form my mouth to say all of that in one. So I just was like, "You look really nice." I just stopped right there because I was like, "That's so Oh,
yeah,
no.
it feels kind of gross.
It does.
Yeah, but in conversation, I'll be like, "Oh, because Daddy said da 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 da," or you know, or Dad, or whatever. But me just saying, "Hey, Daddy," we ain't old enough for me to call you Daddy.
Nope.
And you not my daddy.
Nope. I give you babe. I give you senior. I give you any nickname, but Daddy ain't one of them.
And you might get curse words, but Daddy ain't gonna be one of them either. It might be anything else, but you will not be that. So, you have kids for that.
I'll pass. So anyway.
So where was I at?
Wait, where? Okay.
So what about going to the husbands?
Okay.
Like, how is that? I know. I was like, wait a minute.
Like, what do we do? Wait, what?
I'm all over the place. I'm like, I done wrote the shit out of order. But having husbands as fathers, but also having husbands that have lost their fathers, because both of our husbands have lost their fathers. So how is the relationship with the kids and senior? Like, how's that dynamic? But then how do you think it has either played a role or hindered his ability to be what he probably wants to be as a father due to his father not being there?
So as a father, he's an amazing dad. He's an amazing father. That's one thing I would never take away from him, because he's always there. He might not want to be. Like today, their banquet dinner was at Golden Corral, and he's
dying.
He was like, "I will not. I am not."
I swear after this, I'm going to text him like a picture to go to Corral. I'm a sex him a buffet. He's like,
he was like, He was like, wait a minute, where is it again? He said, next year I'm gonna pay for it because we will not do this again. I said, well, babe, it's so.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
he probably in there scratching everything.
He's walking up the stairs. He was like, oh, my neck, my back, I can't go. Bree was like, Daddy, stop playing. Let's go.
He probably got veggie snacks in his backpack.
Man, when I tell you, I was like,
his pocket.
Just eat something before you go and grab something on the way back if you need to. Because he was like, I don't understand why. I said, well, you know,
who in the hell
who paid? The coach was paying
the coach
out of
did
pocket, but she's only paying for. It makes sense. She's only paying for the kids.
Yeah.
But he was like, we're not doing this again.
I'm like, you ain't got to worry about paying for me because I ain't eating it.
I'm not eating it. So he's like, so
I'm eating it with one biscuit. Like, I'm good.
I'm sure he didn't get that. Like,
probably not.
Like, oh.
But I see now I want to know, like, are they serving people or are they allowing people to do like a normal buffet? I wonder how that works.
I'm gonna ask when he gets here.
Because it's still COVID.
Yeah, and people still
I don't want you touching the spoon.
Like that makes I might have to ask, but
they have to.
He's like, oh Gabrielle is his everything. My son. He loves my son, but of course he's a boy.
Oh yeah.
He's very hard on both of them. Like, there's a lot of times that they won't go to him and ask him certain stuff because they don't want to hear him fussing about anything. And I'm like, it's all right, just ask him. Like, if he gonna say no. And sometimes I do kind of feel bad for the kids because I'm like, damn, all they did was ask you for some.
You ain't gotta be so damn hard.
For some ice cream.
I think it's that macho-ness. It's like, I gotta show you that I'm dad, and then it's like, okay, maybe with LJ, but not with Brie.
Not even
with her,
because of so I there are certain parts of your astrological sign that I agree with. Mm-hmm. My son is a Scorpio, I think it is. So he has sensitive moments. So barking at him all the time will cause him to shut down.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, babe, you can't bark at him all the time. Like, I understand you're trying to get, your point across, but just kind of go and talk to him. Hell, even if I go and talk to him, he's going to start crying because he knows he's upset me.
Right.
Or something has made me upset. But he, even with all of that, they still want to go and Leonard and Senior will sit and play video games together. And Senior hasn't played video games in years. I think we were living in Capitol Heights the last time he pulled out a video game and actually played it. Right. We quit walking in Capitol Heights. And Leonard this year,
I guess he needed the damn video games. He didn't know how to shoot.
Oh, bullshit. Leonard's uncle got him PlayStation 4 for his birthday last year. Mm-hmm. And Senior will come in and he'll sit there and he'll play and whip his button and they just start having a little conversation. So they bond really well about sports. Like, this little boy at 9 can tell you shit that I couldn't tell you today about sports. And that's their bond. That's them. And then when it comes to my daughter, it's daddy's little girl. So that's nothing I can compete with that. Like, it is what it is. My father-in-law actually passed away before Leonard was born. So I think I was like 5 months pregnant when he passed away, and it was really hard on Senior. Yeah. Of course, hard on anybody, especially because he passed away suddenly.
Right.
Like, some people have the opportunity, and I know it's like that with Daryl. Mm-hmm. He had the opportunity to kind of not necessarily adjust, but come to terms with it.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't like, it was just kind of like, as I remember correctly, it was Easter Sunday we were all had been separate places, and he had gone home. We had gotten home when they weren't there, and they were going to his mom called and said we were on the way to the hospital, and things kind of went downhill from there. Yeah. And it was really, I've never seen him become that emotional, but it makes it harder because there are a lot of things that he does or we do where he's like, damn, I wish my dad was here. Like, he could see, I wish he was here to come and watch Matt play basketball, football, run track, all of these things he wishes that he could have been here to see. And it's kind of like that with everything. Even though they've never seen their granddad in person, we constantly, like when the kids were younger, I would, the North Star, I would point up and be like, granddad's up there, he's sitting on that star. He's like, so they have knowledge, right? And that they know, but it's still that missing piece. Yeah. Yeah. So there are days, they're not as many as they used to be. But there are days where it's very hard on my husband trying to figure out, he's like, damn, I wish my dad could be here so I can get advice. And so it's,
So what about, it's different, a little different for us. We have 2 girls. So Daryl is in a house full of women. But he is, like, he gets on my nerves to death. He knows he does. But with his kids, he's so totally different. He's very wrapped up in his kids to the point where, like, I wanted to allow him to have the weekend to himself. Like, I was going to take the girls. We were going to leave for Father's Day weekend and go somewhere, get a hotel, do our own thing. You do whatever you want to do. I don't care what you do. Go with the boys. Sitting here with your cucumbers on your eyes. I don't care what you do. Do something.
Not cucumbers.
And he was like, no, I don't want to. It's Father's Day. Why I'm going to be without my kids on Father's Day? It's like, what? And it got into like the conversation of, oh, well, for Mother's Day. I'm like, nah, let's keep this on record. For Mother's Day, you can take them. I'm good with that. But for me, because I am so busy with work and different things that I do, I'm always in and out. And so he's that real support. I mean, I have my family if we ever need somebody like to watch the kids, but ultimately when it comes down to I have to travel for work, we have something for BGW. We're doing a podcast. Or I got to go do something for my mom, or somebody else needs me to do some sorority stuff, this, that. He's the one that's like, oh, hey, go ahead and do it. Now he might act like he's complaining, but he's really like, well, I prefer to keep my kids. Like, I don't want nobody else to do that. And so we recently was talking about that. And I think, and I mentioned that I think it comes from the upbringing with his dad, and then seeing that how his dad had other kids and they weren't able to be raised under his household, having a brother who doesn't have his kids under his household. So I feel like he's looking at that dynamics and saying, this is what I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. And he agreed. He said, you know what, that's actually true. So he would rather be the one to keep the kids and do whatever. If he does need a break. And I tell him that all the time. Like, you always can have the girls, you need to take a break. And he'll go downstairs and watch a movie or watch the game or whatever, or come up and play his game. But then here they come right under him. And Morgan is a daddy's girl. Morgan does not, like, she loves her mama, but I want to ride with daddy. I want daddy to take me outside on my bike. I want to hang with daddy. I want to watch. She'll sit and watch sports with him. And
I can see that. I can see that with Morgan.
And she's like, Daddy, we playing basketball, we watching football, what we watch? And she'll sit there with him and just chill. She'll go in the basement with him and just chill. She's good like that with him. The other one, she over him. But for the most part,
that's what you got two sides. They're both going to be in sports, but Mackenzie's going to be that
the girlier.
Dance girly girl
Yeah.
type girl.
Yeah.
Morgan's gonna be
Morgan,
like, I'm
she
on this
wants to be
basketball team right here.
exactly. She want to play do gymnastics and play soccer, and she wants to do all the crazy sports that probably cause injury.
That's where her I mean, that's what Daryl's boy.
Yeah, because that's the only way he's gonna get. That's the closest he's getting to a boy, because it's nothing else. I'm done. Yep. Happy Father's Day. Nothing else.
Oh my God.
But he lost his dad. It'll be 4 years at the end of this year, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yes. So December of this year will make it 4 years that he's been gone. He passed away from cancer. But we just celebrated his birthday. And so that's something that we do. And this was the first year we actually took Mackenzie. I didn't take Morgan, but the first year we took Mackenzie to the gravesite, because she's been asked.
Wait, his birthday's today?
Mm-hmm. Yep, his birthday's today. Well, his birthday Friday, the 18th, but whatever day we're on.
I think today's the 18th.
Well, we record on the 18th, but on Sunday.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
His birthday. Yeah, today, yesterday, whatever. His birthday is. But we took her with us because she's been asking questions. So she wanted to know like what a gravesite was, what's the graveyard, what's this, what's that. So we took her, and she's like, asking questions. What do you mean he's in the ground? And so, when you take, it's the little jar out to the flower piece. It's in the ground. You have to take it out and flip it upside down and put the flowers in. And all this water came out. So she's like, whoa, hold on. The water down there with him. Like, yeah, who gonna get the water out? We're like, no, calm down. Okay, it's all right.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so we had that whole conversation, and she was, her thing was, oh yeah, let's not run because we're disrespecting the Lord by running on the graves. Like
my girl,
right? It's like we're being disrespectful. Let's not run. But for her, she knew Papa because he was alive when she was. And we would go to North Carolina all the time. Even when he got sicker. The boys would go down every month, or at least 2 or 3 times out of the month, to kind of help out their mom, because the mom was the caretaker. And so they would go down all the time when he started getting sicker, and they would take the kids with them. So she got to know her pop-pop and who was pop-pop and things like that. So then when he passed, it was the explanation of like, okay, this is what this means. This is what death means. And we actually had reached out to her daycare at the time, like, hey, this is what's happened. Like, how do we needed help with that explanation, and they helped it because it's a Christian place. So they were like, okay, this is what we're going to say. So we kind of stuck with it and did kind of the same thing. Like, hey, he's in the sky. You could pick a star. That's him. So it would be random where she would be like in the back seat and she'll roll down the window and she'll be talking. And I'm like, who's she talking to? And like, who are you talking to? And she's like, oh, I'm talking up there to Pop. He's right there, and he's this and he's that. And then you look over, you could tell, like for Daryl, like that was like, oh shoot, okay, cool. So I think for him, it's not necessarily I wish he was here to see this and that, because I'm pretty sure that's how he feels, but it's more so like, you know what, I have to do this and that to make sure he's proud of what I've done as a dad. Like, I think he's trying to prove that point to his dad, no matter physically here or not. But I think that's his thought process, is that, I have to prove that I could do better or more than what I've seen.
Okay.
And so I think that's what, guys aren't as emotional. He did the breakdown thing, but it wasn't really like that real, to me, it wasn't that like big, that real deep breakdown, unless he's done it in private, which he probably probably have, because that's how I am. I do my break. If I need to break down, it's in private. I don't need nobody in my face.
Right.
I feel like if he did, it's done in private, and he kind of like gets it together. He has that whole like macho mentality. I'm a man, men don't cry. I'm like, yeah, I do. And it's okay.
Like, for real, legit.
Right. So, so we make sure that we keep Pop-Pop's name and spirit and all that stuff still here. So the girl like Morgan doesn't know who he is, but she knows his pictures. Like, we still have his like obituary and stuff downstairs. His pictures go on. We have like the little video thing that shows all the pictures on it. I forgot what it's called, but the little thing. and the pictures rotating. So we always go through and like that's Pop Pop, and there's Nana, and there's so and so, and there's so and so. But then they also, know my dad as Pop Pop, and then they know my stepdad as Pop Pop. Well, they call my dad.
They had 3 Pop Pops?
They actually call my dad Peepaw. That's what they call him. He's Peepaw, but then Big Rodney is Pop Pop. So, and for Morgan, but for Morgan, she recognizes Pop Pop more because that's her man. Like that's her home skillet. Like she's like, call Pop Pop. Can you FaceTime Pop Pop? I'm like, what are we gonna talk to him for? I just want to say hi. And he just melts. He melts. He's like, oh my gosh. And like one day we called him and he wasn't answering for like a couple days. And then I saw he posted something on Facebook. I'm like, dude, I'm not playing with you. When these kids call you, you better fucking answer. You ain't got to answer for me. But when my kids call, that's just the same thing. Don't tell my kids something, you ain't going to do it.
Right.
When they call you, you better answer. I don't give a shit. You ain't got your teeth in. I don't care. You ain't got your glasses on. Care your damn wig ain't on. You better answer. You better put a sheet on. Something.
I'm the same way. Like I'm calling every. Oh, they ain't answer that one. Let me call it.
Yep.
Breeds the same way. So I get it.
I'm like, when they want to talk to you, allow them to talk to you.
Yeah, don't mess with Pop Pop, man.
Right. You want them to remember you and know who you are and stuff like that. So, but yeah. So I guess we could do one last question before we get off, but the perception of Black fathers or fatherhood in the Black community
is, I think at one point in time it was really bad because everybody was baby daddy, and there's nothing wrong with a father of a child, if they're not in a relationship with the female. But I think it's getting better only because a lot of people now are waiting a little longer to have kids. Okay. So they're a little more stable, they're a little more mature, and so I think it's getting better. Okay. But of course, growing up,
one like that,
oh baby daddy, and you got 4 or 5 kids, and all the kids ain't none of the kids ever seen you. Like, it's a whole problem.
Yeah, I think also just the perception of Black fathers or the fatherhood in the Black community, whichever we want to put it. I think it's the same thing, but I feel like fathers have gotten a bad rep over the years, and I think it's because of the moms. I think they fathered kids with women, and then for whatever reason it didn't work out, and then they're bashed and talked about and everything like that. And it's like I look at certain people, and y'all will be very shocked that I say this.
Oh my God.
But I look at certain people, for example, like my brother-in-law. I feel like he's an amazing father, but he is bashed so much by his baby mamas, and it's not because he's not there. It's because that he's not there with them.
Yeah, but he is awesome. Always got his
he's awesome. Yeah, so I feel like we as I think over time we have gotten better, because I feel like we as Black women, or we as just women in period, we ain't got to be Black women, but we as women period, we have gotten to the point where we hold each other accountable. Before, we couldn't have those conversations with each other because then it causes that bitch fest, and then you ready to fight to my business and she needs to mind her business. But now it's like, nah, if we cool, if we friends, sis, I'm gonna tell you when you're wrong, and I expect you to tell me when I'm wrong.
Right.
And that's I feel like that's what has helped it. You still have some out here who just bitter old little things who ain't got shit positive to say about Tyrone, who out here doing the big and trying to take care of little JoJo. She just won't let him because he won't want to be with her. So
I will say this. I commend your mom, because your mother, from everything that I've heard from you and your mother has never put your dad down. So
now she'll be like, I don't rock with that, but
he ain't do nothing to you. So
right, it is what it is. Yeah, she's never she's never been that I can recall. I don't recall her ever being negative to where it's like, oh, F him, he ain't here for you, he ain't this, he ain't that. She's always allowed me to create my own picture of him and to have my
Right.
own feeling towards him. So if my feeling was negative, that's because I created it, not because she instilled it in me. She didn't do that. And she didn't do that with my sister. So like me and my brother under me have different fathers. So my stepfather is only stepfathers to the last kids. He wasn't me and Ralph's father. Me and Ralph have
Just
two
so y'all
different.
know, she's saying her mama only had 4 kids.
Yeah. She physically had 4 kids, and then we had my stepsister in the household.
Right.
So the last, well, me and Ashley are the same age, but the 3 of them are my stepfathers. And me and Ralph had our own father. But even with Ralph's father, and I think his situation is kind of the same as well, to where as he got older, that bond and that relationship was built because he was able to figure him out on his own. Voice versus my mother saying, "Oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. Oh, he was never there. F him, F that." She didn't have to. She didn't feel a need to do that with us. So, regardless of what our feelings have been, it's been because we've made those decisions. And I think for both of us, because he's cool with his dad, it's been, you didn't do anything to me. Like, I can't say, oh, you weren't there for me, you didn't support me, you did financially, because I didn't need it. So I can't be mad at something that I didn't know that I need, because I didn't know what that felt like, if that makes sense. Like, you don't know what you need if you never had it to begin with. So for me, it's like I knew the love from my uncles and my stepdad because they was there, and it was never a point where it was like, oh, you're not going to know or have to feel like you don't have that male figure because we here. You going to the dance, we all going. So like, it was kind of like that village of men that was just there, which is amazing, because the weird part is they was there for their nieces and some were there for their own kids back in those days.
Damn.
But though, like my uncles, I could say definitely have been the rocks for a lot of us in our family, the cousins and nieces and nephews. They've been the ones to show us just different things in life that we probably didn't know, or they didn't necessarily, it wasn't intentional. But it's like now that you're older, you're like, oh, him doing that, I know now.
Right.
What not to. And just saying like the baby mama dramas and stuff like that. And for me, I was always that person, like, I ain't about to be nobody baby mama. If you ain't marrying me, I ain't marrying you, and we ain't having no kids, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want those type of issues that I see, because all I knew of was the negative piece to it. I didn't know that there was a positive piece to it.
Right.
So all I knew was, you gonna have this baby, he gonna roll out, and now you're gonna have to take him up for child support, but you might not get no child support if he ain't working. So it's just stupid to me. So I'm like, nah, I can't roll like that. So if I ain't marrying you, you ain't marrying me, you won't be no father from me.
Hello?
And if we end up doing it before we got married, guess who's gonna be walking down that altar with the baby in my tummy? Something was happening. Something was happening. We weren't about to be no, oh, that's my baby mom. No, it's not. You taking me, and good luck. I mean, I'm here now, I'm 10 years in, but we took our time.
Sheesh.
We took our time. Praise God.
Amen.
He knew what he was doing with him for me, because he knew I was.
He had to let him
marinate. Yes, he knows I'm a hot mess. So he was getting him prepared for my messiness.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, praise God. So yeah, so that's the end of this episode. But yeah, so happy Father's Day to all of the amazing fathers out there.
Yes, all of the fathers, all of the uncles who are
father figures.
Down. Yes, and being father figures, you guys are amazing.
Yes, and they always say that Mother's Day is bigger, but I think Father's Day is becoming just as big. I mean, you would never get as big as moms. All of you guys that watch and listen, if you have kids, if you have nieces and nephews, you are probably role model for them and spend all your coins. So happy Father's Day to you too. Happy Uncle's Day.
Yep. Happy Uncle's Day.
Horrible. All right. Well, thank you, people, for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week.